Good morning and welcome to the Sunday morning 7 a.m. Club. This is the place to refresh your mind, spark inspiration, and reset your week before it even begins. So, today we're venturing beyond the typical arts and crafts approach to dream boards, and we're uncovering how to build a visionary life map, one that'll really move your momentum forward in your business, in your personal life, in everything. So, here's what you can expect over the next hour. You can try to look at your regular vision boards and figure out why they fail. We're going to look at that information. We're going to do a live energy opening. Think about it like a pep talk meets practical pointers. We're going to deep dive into why the dream boards can be boring and how a life map changes that game. We're going to do our journaling exercise, our manifestation, our breath work, which we've been doing each and every week, a guided meditation, followed by a little bit of movement, nutrition advice, wellness, and the rest. So, to close out the call, we'll highlight how you can go forward and make sure that you make these life maps a reality. So, grab your journal, your morning beverage, and maybe a cozy blanket, and let's get rolling. Welcome to the Sunday Morning Club, the place where we battle burnout and brew up bold ideas, preferably over a steamy cup of coffee. I'm Fay Chapple, and I'm your ringleader for these re-energizing Sundays. If you're ready to crack the code on resetting your mindset, rebooting your goals, and laughing a little along the way, well, you're in the right place. So let's dive in. Good morning and welcome to the Sunday morning 7 a.m. Club. This is the place to refresh your mind, spark inspiration, and reset your week before it even begins. So, today we're venturing beyond the typical arts and crafts approach to dream boards, and we're uncovering how to build a visionary life map, one that'll really move your momentum forward in your business, in your personal life, in everything. So, here's what you can expect over the next hour. You can try to look at your regular vision boards and figure out why they fail. We're going to look at that information. We're going to do a live energy opening. Think about it like a pep talk meets practical pointers. We're going to deep dive into why the dream boards can be boring and how a life map changes that game. We're going to do our journaling exercise, our manifestation, our breath work, which we've been doing each and every week, a guided meditation, followed by a little bit of movement, nutrition advice, wellness, and the rest. So, to close out the call, we'll highlight how you can go forward and make sure that you make these life maps a reality. So, grab your journal, your morning beverage, and maybe a cozy blanket, and let's get rolling. So if you've ever glued a bunch of magazine clippings into a poster board, pictures of tropical beaches, fancy cars, or even dream houses, only to realize it's been collecting dust under your bed. Yeah, most of us have done it before. Well, I'm Fay Chapel, and I'm obsessed with showing you how to turn those lofty ideas into real, tangible outcomes, minus, of course, the nasty pictures and glitter glue. So today we're talking about dream boards, how they're boring, and how to really create a visionary life map that really sparks momentum. Because let's face it, pretty pictures alone, they don't magically deliver that dream, that we can't just, if we build it they will come. Those pictures don't do anything unless they actually have some depth to them. If we're talking about a visionary life map, that pairs the aspiration with the action. It's like a GPS for your destiny. So I want you to stick around as we break down how and why our life maps will replace those vision or dream boards, okay? Or we're going to do a little tweak. So to kick things off, let's define the difference between a boring dream board and a visionary life map, because dream boards typically focus on the what, right? What house, what car, what job, right? You guys have all done that. A life map focuses on the who, the how, and the why. So who you want to be when you achieve your goals, how you're going to navigate each step, and why it all matters in the first place. Because remember, it's not that dream board that has no value. it actually can be a starting point. But if you're craving real momentum, you need more and more to structure it and make it come to life. A life map helps you really link those short term actions with long term vision. So it ensures that you don't just dream it, but you actually do it. If you feel into that energy for a second, right? A map that doesn't just say, I want a beach house, but also says, here's how I'll create the financial freedom, balance my wellness, and become the person who thrives in that beach house. That sounds better, right? So, why do we do dream boards? Because they get all the hype, right? They can be so lackluster in practice, but everyone talks about how great it is. Well, here's what I think. I think the reason people do dream boards or vision boards is because you get instant gratification, right? You cut out pictures from magazines and you glue them on a board, and it's quick and fun and it gives you a rush, but it's not really meaningful beyond that short term, right? You also kind of get surface level inspiration. So those pictures might reflect what's trendy or socially desirable instead of what really resonates with your core values. There's no roadmap in the vision board. A collage doesn't show you the steps. It's like putting a dot on the map with zero lines connecting it to the current location. And there's a false sense of accomplishment. You finish your board, you feel good for a day or two, and then you realize you have no idea how to make those dreams real. Life maps, on the other hand, they incorporate reflection, actionable goals, accountability. They remain dynamic, they evolve as you grow, whereas a dream board really gets you stuck in time, right? So think about it. I'd like you to think of this quote. Here's the one that you've all heard, which is goals are dreams without deadlines, right? You have a goal, but and that's your dream, but you don't have a deadline attached to it. But here's my favorite one, and it's an old Japanese proverb. Vision without action is a daydream. Part one. Vision without action is a daydream. Now, action without vision is a nightmare, right? Action without vision is a nightmare. It's my one of my favorite proverbs because it really speaks to the fact that, a dream is just a potential reality until you actually pair it with a plan, right? Deadlines, strategies, personal accountability, they all breathe that life into that vision. That's where the life map comes in. It turns those hazy images into crystal clear goals. So, let's do a journaling exercise to kind of deepen that and make that understanding. So grab your planner if you downloaded it from sundaymornings.club, or if you just have a piece of paper and a pencil, that's fine too. But we're going to go a little deeper. So we're going to spend the next few minutes on this. So feel free to pause if you're watching the replay whenever you need to. So question number one. What have been my top three dreams or goals that never made it off of the dream board or vision board? Why do I think they stalled? Think about that. I want you to write those down. Three dreams or goals that never made it off your dream board. And why do you think they stalled? And as you write, I'm going to take a sip of my lemon balm tea today. If you haven't tried it, you should. You can make your own or you can just buy it. I'm going to take a couple minutes. What are those top three dreams? Those ones that you really, when you did that vision board, you said to yourself, this is what I want. These are the most important things. But then it stalled. It never made it past. You can just jot it down. It doesn't have to be fully fleshed out, but you know those. You absolutely know those because you carry them with you. So after you write down those three, I want you to take a fresh page, maybe three, but a fresh page of paper. And now I want you to list each of those three dreams again. But underneath, I want you to jot the possible reasons you haven't pursued them fully, right? Like you wrote down what you think stalled it, but now really think about it. Why didn't you pursue them fully? Was it a lack of time? Was it the fear of failure? Did you have no strategy? What was it that that held you back from pursuing them? And then next, for each dream, I want you to write one small action step that you can take this week to gain traction. Maybe it's researching a class, sending an email, or reaching out to someone who's already doing what you want to do. But whatever it is, I want you to write an action for each of those three so that you are moving forward. We have a course called Life Map Navigator, and this is what we do, right? We we recognize what your vision and your dream is, but we go one step further and we actually tell you to write out the action plan. We teach that to you, but today I want you to just take one small action. Just let you move forward on those pieces that were stalled. I don't want you to stress about making this perfect. The point is to shine a spotlight on the gap between visualizing and realizing, right? So I don't want you to stress about it. I want you to just be cognizant and be aware that that was on your board and that for some reason it just didn't happen. It stalled. So just be honest with yourself. You can, again, pause whenever you want if you're watching the replay, and you can go ahead and do the exercise before we move forward. Because we're moving into our manifestation exercise. And really, I call this from board to life map, right? So what we want to do is I want you to sit comfortably. Now make sure you've done the piece right before us, the journaling piece, okay? But I want you to sit comfortably and I want you to close your eyes. I want you to take a slow, deep inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. And let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Get comfortable. Keep your eyes closed. I want you to visualize a path. Picture a pathway that's laid out before you. And at the end of it, there's a glowing orb, which represents one of those key dreams that you had. So step by step, I want you to see yourself walking the path in slow motion. Each step corresponds to a small, tangible action, like writing an email, signing up for a course, having a conversation, step by step. And now I want you to light it up. With every action, you can envision the orb glows brighter, right? So it symbolizes momentum and progress. So every time you take an action, the orb, your dream, grows brighter and closer. And now I want you to seal it. I want you to take a final breath in and silently saying, I commit to turning my vision into action. And I want you to exhale any lingering doubts. Let's do this again. Take an inhale. I commit to turning my vision into action, and exhale. You can repeat or adapt this visualization as often as you like, but it's a potent, potent way to shift from one day to thinking to day one. So instead of saying one day I'll own that house, you'll say this is day one to realizing that home that I feel good, empowered, that my children like, that I can breathe, that there's no crime, that I feel safe. There's a difference between that dream home and how you feel in it. Make sense? So I want you to do that at least a couple of times a day. What have we discussed in the last couple of weeks? We asked that you do some meditation or some breath work, some visualization each and every day. And I'm not talking about hours, I'm talking about 5 to 10 minutes. That's it. I think you deserve 5 to 10 minutes in your life. So I want you to sit comfortably because we're going to do some breathing work now. Okay, so we're going to start with some box breathing. We did that last week, and then we're going to move into the 4-7-8. I'm trying to get you really grounded into these beginner breath work so that we can move forward over the weeks ahead so you can do even more. So for now, let's start with box breathing. I want you to sit comfortably with your spine tall and your shoulders relaxed. I want you to inhale. I'll close your eyes. I want you to inhale gently through your nose, counting 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As you're doing it, you're imagining the air moving down into your abdomen, and it's filling your lungs from the bottom all the way to the top. So it's moving from your belly to the top. And as you get to the top, you hold for 5. So at the top of your inhale, you hold your breath for another count of 5. 1, 2, 3, keeping your body relaxed, avoiding any tension in the shoulders. And as you exhale, you can exhale smoothly through your nose or your mouth, your preference, with 5. 1, 2, 3. And I want you to focus on releasing that tension with each number you count. Every number releases tension. So let's try it again, right? Inhaling 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Holding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Holding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The hold at the bottom, you're holding once your lungs are empty, right? So you're keeping that pause gentle. It's not strained. You shouldn't be dying of breath. You shouldn't be feeling uncomfortable. I want you to continue to do this. I want you to cycle through these 4 steps 5 times, and I want you to maintain a slow, steady rhythm and let any wandering thoughts drift away as you focus on counting and breathing. So let's try that again. So we're going to inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How is a box breathing feeling for everyone? Are you feeling that you're starting to be more comfortable? You should be doing this as I'm talking. So you're going to keep the pace up of inhaling 5, holding 5, exhaling 5, holding 5. I want you to keep doing this for a couple more rounds as I talk. You can have your eyes open or closed at this point. I wanted you to keep them closed at first just for you to focus on what you're doing. What we find is when most people don't do any breath work, then you'll find breathing actually strenuous, which is sort of funny, really, when you think about it. It should come very easily to you and very natural. So if you're struggling with it, that means you need to continually do box breathing or 4-7-8 breathing at least 5 times in the morning and 5 times at night. Anytime during the day as you want to de-stress or calm down, you can go ahead and do some breath work. This box breathing is a very simple one. We did 4-7-8 the week before. It's called rhythmic breathing. It's a core part of any meditation and yoga practice as it promotes really relaxation, and it can also cause you to fall asleep in a short amount of time. So if you do have struggle sleeping, breathwork is a really great way to do it. The goal of breathwork is to calm your sympathetic nervous system, right, which controls that fight or flight response. So the time needed really varies. With 4-7-8, I usually say 8 cycles is what I recommend. However, you do it however you feel. So if you can only do 4, you can only do 3, it's a start. If you tend, again, to be a shallow breather, it's common to feel a little lightheaded when you start taking deeper breaths. This sensation will pass as your body becomes accustomed to the greater flow of oxygen, because that's what you're doing. You can always take a short break in between these and resume the exercises once you feel okay again. but it is not necessary that your timing perfectly matches this, right? You can take shorter or longer breaths as long as you maintain that ratio. Inhaling 4, holding 7, exhaling 8. I also want to try to keep your expectations realistic because some days will be easier than others, but the more you practice, the more effective the exercises become. So let's try this one. We want to find a comfortable position again. Make sure you're comfortable. I want you to keep your eyes closed if that feels right for you, just for the start. I want you to place the tip of your tongue lightly against the ridge of the tissue that's just behind your upper teeth, right? And now I want you to exhale through your mouth, making a gentle whoosh sound. So I want you to close your mouth. Inhale quietly through your nose to a count of 4. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. I want you to hold your breath for a count of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And exhale completely through your mouth, making that whoosh to 8. 1, 2, 7, 8. Let's repeat this 3 times. So we want to focus on the rhythm, right? Of this. This really keeps your deep breathing going. So I want you to focus again, inhaling for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, holding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale 1, 2 through your mouth. 5, 6, 7, 8. I want you to do that again, right? Hopefully, it's making you feel a little more relaxed. At this point, you might be able to open your eyes and sit comfortably doing it because you're comfortable with the rhythm of it. But let's try it again as we inhale for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale for 8 with the whoosh. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hopefully, you have the rhythm of that now. It really helps because it reduces stress and anxiety. This is controlled rhythm, right? So whether we do box breathing or 478, it activates again that nervous system, and it helps you relax. It improves your focus. So counting and pausing intentionally can clear that mental clutter. Why were we counting? Because I was focusing your concentration, your intention on that and nothing else. It's exactly a form of meditation because we're focusing on one key point. It's like chanting, there is no difference. So, if you've ever been scared of chanting meditation, there is no difference between that and what you just did. It also creates a mind body connection, right? So we turn the breath into really presence. It reduces that likelihood of getting lost in future worries or past regrets or what I did wrong, right? So you're focused for those few minutes. So I want you to take any one of those, either the box breathing or the 478, and starting today for the next week, I want you to do 5 rounds, 5 in the morning and 5 at night. And then I want you to, after your final round, I want you to sit quietly for a moment and I want you to notice how your body feels. Does it feel lighter? Does it feel calmer? Does it feel more receptive to the next part of whatever you're going to do? Right? How does that feel? Okay. So let's take a minute since we're nice and calm and relaxed. I want you to close your eyes again, and we're going to do a little bit of a guided meditation as we understand now what meditation is, right? And all it is calming your mind, making sure those thoughts are just at a level where they do not have to interrupt your life. So close your eyes and let's move into a slightly longer meditation to firmly really plant the idea of life map, right? So I want you to sit comfortably. I want you to close your eyes again. I want you to allow your breath to find a steady rhythm. No need to force it, no forced breathing. It's just normal inhale and exhale. And I want you to imagine yourself on a quiet beach at sunrise. The sky is a tapestry of soft pinks and oranges. The air feels fresh, and you're holding a blank parchment paper in your hands. And that's the blueprint for your life map. And with each gentle inhale, a line on that parchment paper appears, and it forms a pathway or a route. And it symbolizes your key life areas, your career, your relationships, your personal growth, your health, your finances. And as you exhale, any doubt or tension melts away and it reveals clear, purposeful routes to those goals. So I want you to look closely at one main goal. Picture the steps needed to reach it. Maybe you see short milestones labeled with words like research, network, or launch. You feel a surge of confidence, like each milestone is finally attainable. Now I want you to notice a sense of excitement that's building in your heart space. This is your drive. This is your why. It illuminates this map. It clarifies the direction. It fuels your journey. I want you to inhale again, and I want you to feel gratitude for the clarity that you're receiving. I want you to exhale slowly, release any urge to cling to old habits that no longer serve you. And when you're ready, I want you to roll up that parchment paper in your mind's eye, and knowing you can unroll it at any time that you need guidance. Okay? Anytime. So slowly open your eyes gently, bringing that fresh clarity and momentum to your present moment. That guided meditation was only a couple of minutes. As we move forward in the weeks ahead of us, and I hope you're with us each and every week, we're going to move further and further, extending what we're learning because you're starting to build that muscle. So, speaking of doing that, let's do some seated movement. It's always part of our day here on Sunday morning. So I want you to sit up straight and relax. And I want you to slowly roll your head in a circle, inhaling as we're upward and exhaling as we go down. So slowly doing neck rolls, 3 to 5 in one direction. So inhaling as we go up and exhaling as we go down. And after you've done 3 to 5, I want you to turn around and go the other way. This is very slow movement. It's gentle. There's no snapping or sudden movements at all. Just very gently. Don't put your neck too far back. We're just doing circles. Got that? Okay, so now I want you to do some shoulder rolls. So place your hands on your thighs or down the side if you're sitting in a chair. And as you inhale, I want you to roll your shoulders up towards your ears. And as you exhale, you want to circle them back down, right? So inhale up. And as you exhale, back and down. Okay, inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up and exhale down. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale down. 1 more. Inhale up. And exhale down. This already, you should feel a difference. We haven't even moved very much. Imagine what you feel like if you do this on a regular basis. So let's do a bit of a seated cat-cow. I want you to place your hands on your knees. As you inhale, I want you to arch your back, slightly lifting your chest and rolling your shoulders back. And as you exhale, I want you to round your spine, tucking in your chin. So that's your cat. And again, keep doing inhale. And as we exhale, we move forward. So those of you who do these in fitness class, you can do it on table format, so hands and knees, or you can do it sitting. The benefits are exactly the same. So go ahead. Again, do those stretches. Don't over exaggerate, but do it to make you feel good. Your body will start appreciating simple stretches That's where you start. Not asking you to do a lot. Okay, so we're going to move into some shaking exercises. Really, you guys loved this. We got a lot of feedback. A lot of you DM'd me. Shaking exercise really helps to relieve tension, increase circulation, and really energizes the whole body. I've told you guys before I go speaking on stage, I always shake because that really makes things much more comfortable and takes away all the tension before I have to walk out there. So, anytime you have to make a phone call, go to a meeting, do whatever, do a little bit of shaking. That will help you. So you can start simply with an arm shake. So just be basically shaking your arm from the shoulder all the way down to your fingertips, right? And then slowly starting to build a bounce to it. So as you shake, you can bounce. And then I want you to switch arms and I want you to do the same thing on the other arm. I want you to keep the movement loose and fluid. Imagine shaking off any stress or stagnation, right? If you're seated or if you want to stand up, and you can do the same thing with your legs. If you're seated, you can put them in front of you and just shake them out, right? And as you're doing it, you're gently building momentum without really straining any joints, right? If you have limited mobility, even small tremors in the thigh and in the calf can make circulation happen. So even if you're sitting and you can't stand, you have an injury, shaking allows your body to start moving, right? And if it feels comfortable, then add a gentle whole body shake, right? I love doing a whole body shake. There's an Osho meditation that I teach. Part of it is movement and shaking. Maybe we'll do that if you guys want. But I want you to keep whatever shaking you do. I want you, if you're standing up, I want you to bounce lightly, right? If you're sitting, lightly in your seat. Keep it small and controlled, focusing on releasing tension rather than jarring the spine, okay? We did some vagus nerve stimulation a couple of weeks ago. You guys really liked that, made a massive difference. So I want you to do another one. This one is really, it's a seated toning twist, and we involved humming in it too. And the vagus nerve, again, really helps to reduce stress, regulate heart rate, and promote a sense of calm. So here's an easy one to do. I want you to sit tall, right? Your feet can be planted or crossed, however you're sitting. I want your legs to rest on your thighs or by your side, right? Shoulders relaxed. And as you inhale deeply through your nose, I want you to exhale and I want you to gently twist to your right. I want you to place your left hand on the outside of your right thigh. And as you twist gently as you're inhaling, right? And as you exhale, so inhale, exhale, twist. And I want you to, while you're exhaling, I want you to make a soft humming sound like mm. So the vibration from humming can actually help stimulate the vagus nerve. So let's do that again. Inhale, twist, exhale. Mm. Inhale and exhale. Other side. As we inhale, we twist. Right hand to left knee. As we exhale, we hum. Mm. And as we inhale, we move forward. Remember the other vagus nerve we did was behind our neck. It's the exact same benefit we're getting. So let's try that again. Inhaling, twist. Mm. 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 One more. Mm. 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 How did that feel? Did it make you feel better? I hope it did. Again, you can go back to this anytime you want. I suggest you do it a couple of times a day if you can. You can hum, you can chant, you can do an extended om for my yogi friends. So, right? So it's not, twisting is not suitable for everyone, but if you can, I would like you to keep trying as you turn. Remember the humming, whether it's a humming, chanting, or an extended om. So let's do a few more seated exercises and stretching. I want you to inhale and sweep both arms overhead. Exhale, lower your right arm to your side and stretch your left arm over your head. Inhale, back to center, and exhale the other way. Inhale up and exhale. Inhale up and exhale. Inhale up. Continue doing this. What you're going to find is as your arms stretch, you're going to have a heightened sense of energy because you're bringing more oxygen into your body. Arm stretching, you'll see a lot of Asian exercises, Tai Chi, Qigong, Tibetan exercises that use a lot of arm stretching, arms forward and back. All of those work. And now I want you to do a bit of a forward fold, but we're going to do it sitting down. So most forward folds are standing up, but this time we're going to just take a deep breath. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, I want you to fold forward from the hips, right? Just for moving forward, very gently up and down. And I want you to stay, when you fold next time, I want you to stay there for just 2 to 3 breaths. And you're going to let gravity really release tension from your upper back and your neck. So as we inhale, exhale, fold forward from the hips. I'm not going to go all the way down because then you'll lose me. Holding for a few breaths. You can touch your head to the ground, go for it. I want you to it should be a relaxed stretch. There should be no pressure at all. And we want to do that just 2 or 3 times. Okay? Keep going. And then finally, I just want you to do some centering. So I want you to roll up from that forward fold. I want you to place both hands over your lower belly or on your thighs. That's it. And I want you to take 2 to 3 long, calm breaths, noticing the difference in how your body's energy and tension feel after just those few stretches, right? You just spent, I don't know how long that was, maybe 5-10 minutes stretching. So your body already feels better because you did that. Can you imagine when you actually do a little more? So really, we only did a warm up for about 3 minutes. We did shaking for a couple of minutes, the nerve exercise for a couple of minutes, and then the seating stretches for a couple. So you can do that whole routine. If that's all you can do that in literally 10 minutes. So I want you to really focus on how beneficial it is to just at least do stretching. Imagine as the weeks go by, if one of your goals is to be healthier and physically fit, imagine each and every week you're moving one step further. Your body already feels great the way it is. Can you imagine what it would feel like when we start introducing walking, whether it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 30 minutes, right? So all of this is happening at the same time. You are building your life map, right? That's what you've been doing in these classes. But you need to have consistent brain fuel for all that strategic thinking. So one of the things we always talk about is nutrition. And we've talked about the importance of several different things over the last couple of weeks. Today, I really just want to talk about incorporating some omega-3s and antioxidant rich foods, right? So think of salmon or chia seeds or walnuts for healthy fats, berries, leafy greens, colorful vegetables for antioxidants, right? This combo supports cognitive function and it helps your mind stay sharp for all of that life map planning we're doing. So if you don't have these in your body, You don't need specifics. All you need to know is, if you can't remember each and every one, just think of clean, fresh, whole foods, non processed, good in, again, good in antioxidant benefits. Omega 3s are amazing, but I want you to really focus, because we have done brain work today on the life mapping. Exercises have been related to what we want to accomplish in our goals. And part of it really means that you need that pump up of nutrition to allow your brain to function well. So keep that going. And then on the plus side, too, I want you to schedule a 15-minute map check once a week, okay? 15 minutes, that's it. It could be right after this class, which would be perfect for you because you will have clocked out that time. So during this time, you're going to revisit your life map or your notes, whatever you made today, and I want you to assess your progress. So, are you moving forward? Are you stuck? Do you need to pivot? This tiny little block of time can really keep you on track. It can prevent your goals from drifting back into that vision board or dream board limbo that we talked about, right? So 15 minutes, that's all I'm asking you to do. 15 minutes, and then a little bit of breath work, a couple minutes here, a couple minutes at the end of the day, a little bit of stretching. So really 30 minutes a day. Can you manage 30 minutes a day to give yourself some breathing space to make you feel better, to make you achieve your goals, to move towards that life map, to actually realize things and not just look at them wistfully. So there you have it. That's a full breakdown of why I believe vision boards often fall flat, and how creating a visionary life map that fosters real momentum works. We journaled, we visualized, we breathed, we did some seated friendly stretches. And so this is what I'm going to leave you with today. Dive deeper. If you want to check out our Life Map Navigator, you can do that. Just go to the mastermind.city or go to faychapple.com. You'll find all the information there. I want you to not be stuck in that dream board. You don't have to take another course. You just have to listen to what we're doing. If you want, you can join our community. You can head over to hub.themastermind.city, and that's where entrepreneurs from all over the world navigate their life maps. They swap resources. So if you just need a little inspiration, you can go ahead and just stalk a little bit. You can go in the back until you're comfortable to talk, but it's free. And if you just need some inspiration from somebody else, or if you just want to stay inspired on your own, then mark your calendar every Sunday at 7 a.m. because we are here for you. So thank you for waking up, for showing up for yourself. And remember, you always have all the tools you need to transform all those scattered dreams into real, actionable outcomes. So have a phenomenal week. I can't wait to see you next Sunday, bright and early. Make sure you do your homework, and I will see you then.
And that's a wrap for today's Sunday Morning Club session. Feeling inspired? Well, good. Keep riding that wave all week long. And don't forget to join me live every Sunday at 7 a.m. for real-time conversations. So if you miss a session, no worries. Grab the replays, sign up for our next big thing, and get all the juicy details at sunnymornings.club. So thanks for tuning in. Go out there and spark some magic in your life and in your business.